Hello, after having text comment interactions with Haida Valoria and not that person accepting an invite to talk on Skype yet, we'll see. I've gone to the internet here to check for OII in general, and I've come across very few OII sites on Google searches, but I did come across OII USA. That's great. And I noticed that OII isn't in block capitals, it's in small letters, which is great because I'm no longer going to put OII in block capitals. So, this is what OII USA says about OII. The organisation Intersex International OII is a global advocacy group for people born with bodies which have atypical sexual characteristics. It is the largest intersex support group in the world, with branches on 6 continents. Founded in 2003 by Curtis Hinkle, OII is a decentralized network established to give voice to intersex people across the globe, seeking equal rights and the acknowledgement of intersex people's own distinct identities. OII rejects the medicalized categories of disorder which stigmatize intersex variations and the terminology of disorder, as in disorders of sex development, currently used within the medical community and by some intersex groups. We are a diverse group of people with different intersex variations who identify as intersex males, intersex females, intersex males, females, or sometimes also transgender. Although intersex is not a sexual orientation, we are an alliance with people of diverse sexual orientations. The OII objective is to bring about systemic change and resist the fear, shame, secrecy, and stigma imposed upon intersex children and adults through both the practice of non-consensual genital surgeries and the arbitrary assignment of a particular sex without informed consultation with the individual concerned. The ethos of the group is that people will hold different views as appropriate to the individual and that these views should be respected. This may entail treating as optional socially and medically constructed categories such as binary genders, sexual identifications, and specific and non-specific pathologisms. Okay, so that's what is stated on OII USA, which is done by Haida Viloria. I would like to call to attention the sentences in there that basically say that it's for everybody. It says OII is a decentralized network established to give voice to intersex people across the globe, seeking equal rights and the acknowledgement of intersex people's own distinct identities. Well, Gavin Coleman here, Peace and Party. I have my own distinct identity. Okay, and OII has rejected me recently, and they rejected me about 3 weeks now ago, and I got back on again because I chainmailed every single member, which wasn't too many. Sorry, not every single member, nearly every single member, which wasn't too many. There's only 200 members in that group, which is a disgrace. Actually, it's a joke, really. There should be more than 200 members, but there aren't because maybe OII hasn't been clear enough. The next thing is they say we are in alliance with people of diverse sexual orientations. Okay, that's great. Then, yes, the ethos of the group is that people will hold different views, such as myself, Gavin Coleman, Peace and Party. I hold different views. And so the ethos of the group is that people will hold different views as appropriate to the individual. Yeah, so my individuality is appropriate to have on OII message boards because I hold good views, but they are different from many, but not all. Thank you. So you're saying we'll hold different views as appropriate to the individual and that these views should be respected. This is written on OII USA, that these views should be respected. So therefore, OII have no respect for me, and they actually don't practice what they preach. So I'm just making that very clear for the world to realize. Thank you. Haida Valoria I know from the Intersections documentary that I also was in, and no mention of my name, even though I'm a large activist online, has been made on OII. Secondly, OII Australia, run by Gina Wilson, their email address is Gina Vampire. That's not very good, is it? Maybe you should change your email. It's not a very fitting email address to be having publicly for people who would like to know more. I don't think many people who don't like vampires, are scared of vampires, I don't think they'll actually bother themselves to even go to OII Australia with such an email attached. I would suggest that Gina Wilson changes their email address to something more suitable for the spreading of awareness of intersex issues. Thank you, Gina, if you're listening. Probably not, because you don't do much. I have to say, OII Australia, which is run by Gina Wilson, is doing more than OII USA, and if OII is on 6 continents, I'd like to know which continents. That information is not really available. I've seen a map, a world map, of where there are OII representatives, and there seems to be OII representatives all over the world except for places like Ireland, Argentina, and where was the other ones? I forget exactly. But I'm Irish. I could be an OII representative. Of course, they haven't bothered themselves to even think of that. Terrible, terrible. So I'll read what Haida Valoria, director and human rights spokesperson, says about themselves. Haida Valoria is the human rights spokesperson for the organisation Intersex International, the largest intersex organisation in the world, with branches on 6 continents. She has a degree in gender and sexuality from the University of California at Berkeley and has spoken extensively on the topic of intersex, including appearances in the documentary films Gender Notes and One in 2000, as well as ABC's 2020, The Oprah Winfrey Show, and most recently, The Tyra Banks Show. She has also lectured extensively at universities including Stanford, UC Berkeley, and New York University, and written about intersex for CNN.com. Last October, in the wake of the Caster Semenya controversy, she served by invitation as the intersex representative at the International Olympic Committee's meeting of experts in Lausanne, Switzerland, where she argued against the pathologization of people with intersex variations and for the inclusion of intersex female athletes in competitive sport. Well, if that's all Haida Valoria can write about themselves, I won't say herself, then I'm quite shocked. If these are our spokespersons for intersex, I'm shocked. Gina Wilson is not a good representative for intersex people. Sorry, they're not very good at speaking with people. Their TED Talks was embarrassing, to be honest with you. And their participation in the Intersections documentary was, in my opinion, important to have, but I thought that there wasn't enough intersex information given by Gina Wilson there. Perfect opportunity to talk about intersex, and they ended up talking about their own personal lives and getting abused sexually as a child. I think that's irrelevant for intersex awareness, don't you? I think the fact that Haida has done things on TV, that's great, and we need more people to go on TV, definitely. On the level of writing things like recently has blah blah in I'm trying to look for it now again where I read it. Well, look, yes, and most recently the Tyra Banks Show. Exactly. Like, when was this written? It's not written properly on the OII USA site. I mean, you should state dates. Don't say "and most recently," because if this stays up for another 5 years, that's not going to end up being recent. Just simple points here that you should know. Then saying last October in the wake of the Caster Semenya controversy, I think you should say last October 2010 or something like that, rather than just last October. So simple little points of view I have here, which are highly important to make better. I'm not against Gina Wilson. I just want Gina Wilson to be better. I'm not against Haida Valoria. I just want them to be better and actually talk to me physically, like as in a Skype conversation situation, rather than we just texting to each other. And the fact that she doesn't even know me. I say she because, yeah, she wants to be called she. Fair enough, then she. Don't call me he and don't refer to me as him, because I'm not a he or a him or a man or a woman. Thank you very much. I'm Gavin Coleman. Thanks for listening.